play the video real quick. Hold on.
Loki, I have all the answers to everything you and your friends seek. Time is not what you think it is.
Whatever we do, we're playing God.
We are gods.
None of you have no idea.
Little good old-fashioned legwork. Listen, we have different styles. You're a man of action, which is fine. I take a more slow, deliberate, cerebral approach.
Make the hard choice.
Make the hard choice between who lives and who dies.
All right, we're back, guys, with episode 3 of Loki. We got to see a lot here. I am actually joined with Movie Time Minute DJ, and joining us, we will have Kenny Sparks. Here he is.
Hey,
hello.
What's up?
Hey,
how goes it?
It goes well. It goes well, sir. But you know, we are going to be discussing Loki season 3. Are what we liked about it, any burning questions, theories for the next episode, and yeah, we're just gonna just talk about it. So really what I want to do first is have each of you, because this was a little exercise that was done or helped us in the beginning with the Cosmic broadcast. He wasn't able to stay on the stream, so he kind of asked us last episode to kind of summarize the episode without spoiling it. So I'm going to see if we can do this once again for everyone out there. And does anyone want to go first? Does anyone think they can?
I can try. However,
Okay.
kind of, I will be spitballing and I may miss some things. This was a very long episode with a lot of stuff going on in it. And yeah, there's a lot to talk about. So let's talk about it.
Yep.
All right. So essentially what happened, sorry, I have family doing things. Essentially what happened was Loki and Mobius started looking around for clues about where Ravonna Renslayer was, and they ran into so in terms of like non-spoiler, because non-spoiler can mean a lot of things to a lot of different people. So I'm going to try to be so they run into let's start over.
So just some context. We try to do it in like a sentence.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
Got you. We'll do it in a very zen way.
Yes, let's do it zen like.
Loki and Mobius traveled to 1893 in order to find more clues about the location of Ravonna Renslayer so that they can bring her back in order to help solve the issue with the timelines that are on the verge of being destroyed. And conjunction. And they end up running into someone who they did not expect to see. Period.
Okay. I'm gonna try. Big Bad
Beetleborgs
gets his origin. TVA wants him to survive. Wants him so they can survive. And Clock is evil.
Oh yeah, Clock is definitely evil.
Yeah. Yep.
My turn.
Yep.
Yeah. So I will say, to give it non-spoiler and around a sentence long-ish, this is an episode that included time traveling buddy cops who are searching for a fugitive and her AI Megan top friend, and they find a long lost person who happens to remain in this timeline, and shenanigans. Boom.
There we go. I think
Shenanigans.
that'll do.
Great way to end it. Yep.
That's hard.
Shenanigans is correct. Is exactly what it took place.
Gotcha. Okay. Yes, guys, that was good. That was well done. So now let's talk about the episode. Finally, let's get into it. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on. Was there anything that stood out to you guys? I guess for me, I was just happy to see Jonathan Majors in the role. Now, apart from all the legal action that's happening, I'm glad that Disney didn't Johnny Depp him and kind of like go overboard with the punishments and all of that. They let the time kind of go out. They let the trial unfold as it should, and I think that was a smart decision. Okay, so that's one part. Now I'm also excited to see him because even from the first episode, I was more than not waiting for him. I want to see what he's doing, what he was doing, and we got a lot. We got a lot from knowing about him.
More than I was expecting, to be honest with you.
More than I actually expected to see. And another person that we saw was Ravonna finally, and her hand in it. Now I have a lot of questions. I'll save that for a little bit later, but this was a great episode. We indeed, remember we were talking in episode 2 about the Loki action. We got that. We still got, so they're not like, giving it to us in drips, right? So like when it's Loki time, it's Loki time, and he's actually using his powers. I love that.
We're getting a lot more of that this season than we did last season, for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. Yep. So
he was kind of hindered having that thing around his neck last season, and
right. And honestly, it did fit the story, but another thing could be, we want to save money. So what do we do? Let's just keep it on him for a while. You know what I mean? So
right. And speaking of money and saving it, I'm actually really pleased that the MCU, even though they just said that they're course correcting in terms of, even though they just said they're course correcting in terms of the ways that they're doing their shows, one of my complaints prior was how short the episodes were, and as well as like how little amount of episodes that there were, and because like even though they still stayed the same amount of episodes, which is 6 for this season, they've doubled in length in having 4-hour-long episodes. So it's kind of like a version of getting 12 episodes in like 2 episodes in one, or getting 2 episodes in one based on the length compared to last season or other seasons in general with the Loki show. So I'm actually really happy to see the length of these episodes, because now they're getting a lot more done than they could even last season, even though last season I felt like they did get a lot done. So I'm really happy to see that.
Perfect. Yeah. So I want to go through, because we were able to see characters that we haven't seen in a while. But the first person that I kind of wanted to see is let's talk about Sylvie for a second. So like from the end of the second episode into here, I don't understand truly like this, like what's the switch, because first she doesn't want to be with them. She at the end of the second one, where she walks through the temporal door, she's gone.
Right.
But now we see her here attacking or trying to attack Victor Timely, a variant of Kang. Why?
Well,
I don't understand her motivations.
I think for her, like any semblance of the dude who created the thing that had her on a run for her entire life is kind of like it's a threat to her, and it's a threat to the
Mhm.
existence of everyone, and also helping to keep what happened to her from happening to anyone else. I think that's a big reason why she made the decision that she did at the end of season one, and ultimately killing he who remains, because she's like, no, I suffered a lot. And now you're talking about rescuing and saving the guy who is a variant of the guy the guy warned us about, which was that more of him would be coming. So Victor Timely is a representation of him, of that warning, a physical manifestation of it. So I think for her is more of a it's more of an anger even that person like exists, because I feel like she recognizes that she kind of made a mistake in killing him, but so that it might be just her also trying to clean up her mistake, so I think that a lot of that is playing into it.
Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. Her
Yeah.
trying to clean up.
Mm-hmm.
But then, what goes through my head is like more killing. Like, is that you know what I mean? Is that the way? Like, I would
Yeah.
be afraid if I would make it worse.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, I
You
killed
see
this
what killing
dude.
one of them did. What's killing another one going to do?
Look what happened when she killed one, or the only one at that
Right.
point. And now she's going around trying to kill the. I would keep my hands off of that for real.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on Sylvie, guys, or DJ?
I still don't like her character.
Mm,
Even
I think
less so in this season. She's just not likable to me right now. She's gonna
I
have to do
hear
some
you.
major character deep dives into herself philosophically, because
Mhm.
she wants me to get behind her and be okay with her creepy relationship with the other Loki, then she's gonna have to figure something out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, for me, I've actually really enjoyed the Sylvie character. I found her to be endearing in ways that, understanding like where she came from and the situation that she was in, using that as context. I have a lot of empathy for her and the way she thinks and feels. Now, I don't always agree with her decisions, of course, but I do understand where she's coming from. Which I think the first season did a really good job of establishing. Right, so you
I
have
didn't feel that way.
what's that?
I didn't feel that way the first season.
Yeah, and that's totally understandable. You have a young woman who was about to be pruned at birth, or not at birth, but as a little child, and then found herself jumping from universe to universe, trying to escape these people who are trying to prune her just because of who she was, just because of who she was associated with, right?
Mhm.
For the pure reason that she is a variant of Loki, they decided that her life isn't worth her living on her current planet because she was a mistake. So I guess I would assume that she's 20, 30 years, she's probably 40. She's been running for her entire life from these people who have been trying to kill her. So from that standpoint, I understand where she's coming from. I understand her not making um, uh, well thought out decisions, and from the perspective of someone who hasn't been running for their entire life from these people, and then hearing Loki, the person that she's kind of gained some relationship and respect for, kind of say, no, we need to team up with these people and help these people. It's like, you mean the people who've been trying to kill me? No.
Mm,
So that from that perspective, I understand where she's coming from. I understand her distrust of the TVA and not wanting to help them. But I
right.
also appreciate that sometimes she's like, you know what? I have to go against myself and allow for things that I really don't want. So sometimes she makes a mistake, and other times she's like, let this guy who, because I think the thing at the end of the episode, which I won't get into spoilers of yet, because I'm sure we'll talk about it, of her allowing someone to live, let's say, her that person pleading, I'm not the person who you think I am. I can make my own decisions.
Right.
is the exact same thing that she would say to the TVA as a child. Like, no, that has nothing to do with me. Like, those people have nothing to do with me. I'm my own person. So, seeing it from that perspective, I see why she spared the person, right? So, yeah, so from that perspective, I see the humanity in her, but also totally understand where she's coming from an empathetic standpoint. Yeah, I've given a dissertation, so I'll stop talking.
No,
I'll
I
stop talking
appreciate
now.
it. That was
Yeah,
a good that was a good essay.
yeah.
No. So guy, we're sorry, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. So to that, like, I think my problem, because I see what you're saying there. I think my
Mhm.
problem is that irrational behavior that she does. It's like you mentioned, she's like got to be like in Loki years, like 30 to 40, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Like, I feel like at a certain point you grow out of that childish. I mean, yeah, you get that feeling for years, but eventually she's got to just like realize, okay, this is just the way it is now,
Mm.
and this is what's happened to me, and like I don't get holding a grudge like that for
yeah.
that, but it is
Well,
Loki. I mean, she is a Loki.
let's think about when she stopped being hunted, right?
Yeah.
This was a couple months ago. So she hasn't
Okay.
had the time to be like, oh, you know what? The people who are hunting me, I have to be irrational about that. They're trying to kill me because I'm a variant. Like, at what point, how much time do you think that she's had
But
to
it kind of
say,
seemed like
oh,
she had gotten over it though when she started working at that McDonald's and she didn't want to go with them and all
right.
that stuff
She
there. And then
started a
all of a
whole new
sudden
life.
she's just kind of flipped the switch and just changed
Yeah,
her mind. And
right.
it just that kind of bugs me.
Because that
Yeah.
trauma came back into her life. So it's
Mm,
not like she went to therapy. She went to work at
yeah.
McDonald's.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Kind of
Like,
seemed like it is her
she
therapy.
didn't get any therapy at McDonald's. She just found something else to do.
Although
And
I
then
can get some therapy
when
over some
trauma
chicken
comes back,
nuggets and some milkshakes, but
yeah.
Listen,
And
man, if you could get the milkshake machine to work,
I'm
that's
a fat
therapy
guy.
enough.
Like I got
let me tell you
get the
something.
milkshake to work.
The Big Mac is a jip because I started
Mm.
looking at it recently. I'm like, they really only put one piece of cheese on this thing. It's supposed to be a Big Mac. It's supposed to be layered. You know what I mean? And if you only put one piece of cheese and you put it on the bottom, I'm like, dog, what are you doing? So you're much better off going with the double quarter pounder with cheese. Add mac sauce. You know what I mean? That's
Mm.
a regular amount.
I don't like mac sauce. I don't like vegetables, so I'm eating
See,
it plain
No,
anyway.
the
I might
mac
as well
sauce
not
is
order.
delicious, man.
I'd rather
the
might
mac
as well
sauce
not
is
even
where
pay
it's at.
for a Big Mac because I'm just wasting my money. All I'm getting is bread on a bun with a piece of cheese.
You get, and that's the other thing. You're getting 3 pieces of bread, 1 piece of cheese, 2 very thin pieces of meat, and some lettuce. Right?
A whole bunch of lettuce.
It's like, no, just get the double quarter pounder of that mac sauce. You know what I mean? So I'm sorry. I know we're not here on the Zen stream to talk about
Hey,
McDonald's preferences. But,
McDonald's
I
bars.
can talk
We gotta get
McDonald's all day.
sponsored.
Yeah.
McDonald's bars, baby.
yeah.
Okay, guys,
Yeah.
we're gonna get into some of these comments.
Sure.
So first things first, guys. We're gonna put up Dark Movies.
Hey, it's our guy.
He's not able to be here, but I just want to give him a shout out. Friend of the movie tubers. So,
Yep.
we also have Popping the Popcorn. How are you?
Katie.
How are you? Happy Thursday, or like as I like to say, Friday Eve.
Yeah.
And she even says that this episode was crazy with so much going on, and
Accurate.
that's probably the reason why I loved it so much. So,
Yeah.
it gave me what I was looking for, what I was wondering about, and extras, right?
Mhm.
So, Mr. Tongue, my man, how you doing? What's up, guys? How are you, Mr. Tongue?
Hey, what's up, sir?
Let's see here. Shouting out you guys.
Hey,
Okay,
Papa.
okay.
Hey, K-pop.
And she's absolutely right. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, guys. It means a lot. So, Mr. Tongue actually chimed in. Like her, definitely needed more character. Okay, I think he's talking about Sylvie.
Mhm.
Here we go. Need more character development.
I
Right.
agree.
Yeah. So I think, and if I'm being honest with myself, I feel like we got that in the first season.
I agree.
Because just knowing that she was a mistake, Loki, right?
Mhm.
That whole thing kind of played out how it did.
Right.
And and to Ken's point, I'm playing devil's advocate a little bit because it's like I see the anger. I see why she's angry. It's like, why do I'm the one that is messing, you know what I mean? If you could imagine a multiverse of yous, but you're the mess up, you're the one that needs to, you know what I mean? Like, it's not fair. It's just,
But she's not the only one, though. I mean, she's gotta
right.
get over
And
herself a little bit, because there's a lot of Loki variants
exactly
that
make it
right.
better. Yeah.
And that they caught, because remember in the first
Yeah.
season, they
Yeah.
had these holograms of all the different, there was a ice troll Loki, you know what I mean? Like different ways like that. So
I think for me with this season, it's just a matter of like I get what you're saying. She's going into past trauma or whatever, but if you're going to tell me that she's settled and she's happy now, and then just all of a sudden have her flip the switch, give her a little bit more. Let us see her flip that switch. Let us see
So
her change back into that and start like give us some flashbacks of her thinking about that stuff, so that we see what she's going through. You know, that's all I'm asking.
Completely agree, because it's like because like I said in the beginning, how do we get from point A to point B with her just deciding to go kill all these people?
Yeah. I mean, Ken's point made sense. I want to see that happen.
Did.
I want to see that
for sure
progression.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think I need to go into it anymore. But yeah, I'll shut up.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
So just got out of school. Okay. Going back to school.
Sure.
That's what's up. And he even has a Big Mac is not the same anymore.
You are 100% correct, sir.
Now, not to get off topic, but I'm going to get off topic. Do you think it's the location you're going to? Because I'll use the fry scenario. Like you can go to a McDonald's and the fries are like soggy, they're loose, they're wet, they're not even fried. But then you go to another location and they're crispy, they're just like the commercial. So do you think it's the location you're going to?
I have never been to a McDonald's that has been just like the commercial. And there are hundreds, I don't want to say thousands, but there are hundreds of McDonald's across Philadelphia, and they are about all the same. Maybe the ones in North Philly are a little bit more dangerous than the ones in West. However, it's just like the pizza commercials, right? Pizza Hut or whatever. The gooey cheese pool.
What about Little Caesars? Little Caesars always looks better.
None of that is happening. The stack, the beautiful
Caesars.
stack of lettuce and meat and what have you, like in an organized fashion. When I get my Jones, they're dilapidated, right? So there's no
trying to cover your face.
consistency. Between
making a cameo.
Yeah. She does not care about my life at all. She's literally rubbing herself up against the microphone. Right
I'll tell you, my McDonald's, like we have one McDonald's in the town next to us, and then we gotta drive like an hour to get to the next one. But ours, it's depending on the time of day you go, because if you go,
I was just about to say that.
Like that same McDonald's, you're going to get different food each time you go.
That's also
the time you go to.
Right. I mean, the McDonald's around my way, man, I never go at night. The night shift there, they don't care.
Yeah.
They don't care. They'll put whatever on your burger, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the lunchtime.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep. The lunchtime, the breakfast, it's all good, right? But then when you get to night shift, someone's in the back who doesn't care about their job and doesn't care about you, putting together this.
You don't even know what's going on in the back. That's why I don't ask questions. But yeah, I would venture to say, just like you were talking about, Jason.
Yes.
You don't go as soon as lunch starts, right? Because they're pulling the stuff from last night. Yes. You also don't go at the end of the night, because they're like, look, dog, we trying to get out of here.
Right.
Squirt your little Mac sauce on the side of the bun. It's not even on the burger. It's on the side of the bun. Like, I don't care. Like, we got to mop before we leave. I got to open or close. Like, come on. So you go right in prime hours between maybe about 12:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Anything past there, you're in the danger zone. But
that sounds like a posting schedule.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Wow. Okay, guys. So we're gonna get into the man of the hour, Victor Timely.
Yeah.
So So I like so apparently he is the one who is the one. What is it? The what do they call him?
He
He
who
who
remains.
remains.
He who
This
I
whole
always want to say
thing's
the one above
throwing
all.
me off and confusing me. Yeah.
Mm,
I always want to say the one above all, but that's like
yeah.
Yeah.
different Marvel character. That's like the writer
He-
actually.
Yeah. I keep wanting to say he who must not be named, but that's Harry Potter.
Right.
He who must not be named. He's all of that actually, you know.
Mm,
But Victor Timely, we actually get to see him putting on a presentation of the object that Obi was trying to fix, right?
yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And so my thought is that I don't see him as he who remains. So they keep saying that he's the one who's actually the one at the end, the one that you see at the end of season 1.
Mhm.
I'm not sure because that might be the case, but to me, he's acting completely different.
Yeah.
He has a
Well,
little bit of a stutter going on, you know, and I said to myself, well, he could work on that
Yeah.
over time, literally,
Right.
right? He has all the
Yeah.
time in the world.
yeah.
So that's what I kind of chalked it up to, just so I can not be confused in the episode.
Mhm.
But the person that I saw on the screen was completely different from who I saw as he who remained. Did anyone catch that, or did that even bother anyone, or is that just me?
For me, that didn't bother me only because, just as you're saying, like, this is our first time we're meeting him, and this is also his first time he's meeting this situation. So he's a swindler. He's someone who's like a genius. However, he's trying to make a buck wherever he can. Like,
Right.
'cause of course, he's a black man in 1893. So, you know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I really do feel like it didn't bother me because who he's going to be is not who he is now. That's a
Mhm.
word. That's a word there. Anyway, going
Yep,
to
no,
my
that's the
churchy
word of
roots.
wisdom right there. I like that.
Yeah.
That's a
So
passage.
yeah. So because of that, like, I think what you said in the beginning, I think you alluded to this being an origin story. I think that this is the origin story, and then once we find out, once he's gained more knowledge and gained more experience, and understand, because like the episode ends with him walking into the TVA that he's being told that he's created. So
Right.
once he gets there, who knows what kind of experience that kind of experience is going to do to this person who's being pulled out of their timeline, and is being told that this is their kingdom. He's being told that this is I built this. So with that being said, I expected him to be very different by the end of the season.
Okay. Okay. I'm not mad at that. Speaking of 93?
Yeah, 1893.
So I'll say this. I like the racism. I liked
Make
it.
that a short video.
Yeah,
I like,
yeah,
I like the racism.
yeah. When I
The
heard that
reason-
first boy, I was like, yeah, there it is.
yeah, I was like, there you go. That's what
Yeah.
I was looking for.
Mhm.
I was choosing
because
not to comment on that.
Well, if you said I like the racism, it'd be completely different.
that would have been a completely different conversation.
Are you saying? Okay, I know what.
Yeah, no. So here's my reasoning, guys. So it's
Sure.
like, if we're talking about the time period, I
Mhm.
hate it when movies, shows always try to downplay that
Yeah.
time
Yeah,
and try to
Yeah.
make it like PG. It doesn't make sense to me.
right.
It didn't make sense, even knowing that they were in 1893.
Right.
And even when Victor Timely was on stage, it was
Mhm.
like, I see black people kind of peppered in the crowd. I'm like, come on now.
Yeah.
Daggone well, they would
Yeah.
not be allowed in there.
When Ravona first walked into 1825, I was like, girl, what you doing? What are you okay? Like, this is not the
Right.
place you want to be. And then the first person I saw literally walk right behind her was a black person. I was like, oh, okay, cool. She's
Right.
but yeah, it's like, those questions that people ask you, hey, if you could time travel to the future or the past, which
Right.
one would you go? It's like, it's
Shoot,
never the past with black people.
I'm not
Like, it's
going past
never the past.
1980.
Right. Exactly.
You'll never see me travel back that. Yeah.
Right. I'm not going past Run DMC. Like that's
Right.
that's kind of right where I'm gonna stay. So to see her in 1825 even was like, You all right? So,
Right.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. But I mean, I think that, it definitely showed his mind because as he was running away from the guys who were trying to get him, I
Mm-hmm.
don't even know. But it was like people would come up to me saying, "Oh, this didn't work." That like the trousers, the pants
Yeah.
scene.
Yeah.
But he's always, inventing, creating, and he even says that he has visions for things that his time can't
Mm-hmm.
can't allow, right? And we
Yeah.
know what that is, right?
Right. I like that.
TVA.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I mean, I don't want to have like a back into the future moment because time is crazy complicated,
Yeah.
but the events in his life that started him getting the TVA book, I feel like it would have changed the outcomes
In what way?
because it's like if he does become who he's supposed to be,
Right.
that means that in his life, the one who remains was dropped off the TVA book.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Saw Loki, saw Mobius,
Yeah.
Ravonna, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
If he is to become who we saw him in as season one.
Right.
So because they're kind of stepping in, it's like he
See,
didn't do it on his own now.
he's becoming
Mhm.
his own
You
variant of a
know?
variant.
It's
Yeah.
like if you went to Jeff Bezos and it was like, "Oh, you know what I mean? Here's the book on how you created Amazon."
Right.
Would he still be the same Jeff Bezos that we know him to be? Or having given him the book of Amazon or whatnot,
Mm-hmm.
would he be greater? Because now he doesn't have to figure all of the book out. He has it at his fingertips. He can then launch pad off of that to
Mm-hmm.
do something even bigger. You know what I mean? So those
Yeah.
questions always go through my head. It's like, well,
Mm-hmm.
when you're definitely the guy,
Yeah.
who's doing all of this, but then as a child, you're given something pretty much of a detailed explanation of everything
Mm-hmm.
you've done.
Yeah.
You're not the same person, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I really enjoyed about that portrayal of him, like just receiving the book in the beginning, is that we open up with him already doing experiments. He's already doing science before the TVA or Ravonna or Miss Minutes even stepped on the scene. He was already doing his own thing and heading towards the direction of science and experimentation, and so on and
Mhm.
so forth, as a youngling, right? So
Right.
and I agree with you that giving someone all the answers at the beginning can definitely change the outcome. That I don't know why I did that. It can actually change the outcome of their life, but there's multiple paths that can happen. It can make someone extremely lazy and be like, "Hey, I have all the answers now," or it can inspire someone to be like, "Oh, is this possible? Are these the capability? Are the possibilities?" Now, the one thing I'll say to that is that it can become uh, a matter of one thing I've always thought about when it comes to these kinds of things is the struggle in which someone goes through to finally achieve something is a big part of why they achieved it and develops that character, right? So we
Mhm.
don't know who he would have been if he had to struggle a little bit more in terms of the experimentation in discovering, hey, is this possible? And instead of being told, this is
Right.
definitely possible. But it seems to have, for him, just inspired him to continue to go on in this
Mhm.
direction. So, yeah, and you never know. You never know. Like, time is weird. Like, if I would have met you on a Tuesday instead of a Monday, our relationship could be completely different. You know what I
Right.
mean? So, who knows? Yeah.
Wow.
And I also have no idea what day we met. So, uh,
Mm.
I don't want you to think I'm tracking the days that I meet people because
Okay.
that would be strange. We would have to have a
Right.
conversation with my therapist.
Well, I didn't think that until you brought it up.
Hey, look,
Mm.
for you, it was Thursday, August 19th. But no, I'm no, joking.
He's looking over his
Okay.
shoulder. Um, yeah, no, let me see. So they even showed the relationship between Kang and Ravonna. So if for all those who don't know, they do have a relationship in the comics. So, I think we kind of got to see the start of that. But then if we're talking about it, Victor and Miss Minutes does Ravonna dirty. Pretty
Indeed.
much just pirated her off the ship. So, and that also brings up a question, but I'm gonna, we're gonna get into those scenes, I guess. It's
Sure.
it started out great, them just kind of traveling to his lab, for better lack of a word.
Mhm.
And then she mentioned something about partnership, and then they drop her like a bag of bricks, literally
Yep.
in the water.
Yep.
So, but then we have our, lady in charge, Miss Minutes.
Mhm.
And I don't understand why they are not like Ravonna, Timely, everyone. Why are they not seeing her as like the ultimate threat right now?
I think they do now.
They're still talking to her. So
Yeah,
I mean,
they had the snap and they didn't see Megan when it was supposed to come out, so they didn't know.
That's true.
They didn't know about the AI
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
because
They
there's
never
a
watched that
scene.
robot.
Right. So there's a scene towards the end with Miss Minutes and Kang, and Miss Minutes was getting freaky.
Indeed.
A little freaky on Kang, y'all.
Yeah.
So it seems like she wants Kang for herself. She might even be in love if AI, possible, I guess, with her.
Yeah.
But then she said that they could lead together, aka partnership,
Right.
which is the same thing that got Ravonna docked.
Mhm.
So I'm just curious how Victor Timely's allowing that. Well, I think at that moment, I think he was a little freaked out anyway.
He was freaked out. Yeah.
But it's like you drop her for saying partnership. Now Miss Minutes wants to be a partner with you, and
Yeah. He put her back in the Pokeball. That's for sure.
he sure did. He put her back in. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
You got to catch him all.
Mhm. Can I say
Yeah.
something about that? About
Go right ahead.
I didn't like that decision. Like the in love, Miss Minutes being in love with Kang thing.
It was a little weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, I don't. It's not even like the weirdness of an AI being in love with a human. It's just like I preferred think of Miss Minutes as someone who was just very loyal to Kang because he's the person who created her, right?
Right.
Not because she's in love with him. Even like the thing with her forming onto and wanting a body. Like, here's the thing I've never understood about AI who like want a body. Do you realize how fragile bodies are? Like, bodies are trash for the most part, right? Unless you do
Right.
something good with them, like work them out or whatever. But for the most part, it's kind of like the moment you get a body, you can die. The moment you get a body, like all of your abilities, Miss Minutes, go away. You don't keep the ability to turn yourself into a giant black and white clock monster, right? All that
Yeah.
goes away. So now you're just, the only thing that you could like really use a body for is like going in and out of places without having to be feared, which I guess is a good thing. Is a good thing if you want a body, but I
Right.
didn't like the romanticizing of that character, only because I just saw her as like this evil, not evil. So whenever I called her evil, what I really meant was she's with Kang, like she's behind something, right? But
Right.
now I feel like she's kind of been reduced to just being this lackey, and I always saw Miss Minutes as more intelligent and more sinister and more like in league with Kang, which she is, but the romanticism kind of dilutes that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So this isn't the first time we've seen this in the MCU either, with AI wanting a body, because we saw it with Ultron as well.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a
It's
great
already kind of
point,
been
DJ.
established that side of a thinking AI.
Right.
Yeah.
Just not
I
the
wonder what
girl.
kind of body she wants based off of what you just said. Because
Right.
even the body that Ultron wanted was not like a regular body. You know what I mean? It was
You want
Vision,
something
who
powerful.
turned out to
Yeah.
be, you know, pretty damn powerful himself.
Right. Wasn't he made of like vibranium or something?
He definitely was
You know
made
what
of
I mean?
vibranium and all, and the Mind Stone, not to mention. So
That's
yeah,
crazy. He's stacked.
it wasn't like he was asking for my body, which I don't think anybody would. So, yeah,
I didn't mean to laugh at that. That's
no, it was
Got
meant to be funny.
got me
It's
off guard. I caught myself chuckling. I'm like, oh no, I didn't. It's like, I get what
Man.
you said.
So, all right, Mr. Tongue, taking it down. Cast a replay. Thanks for stopping by. You know, definitely glad to
Hey,
see you
Mrs.
here.
Dong, appreciate you stopping by.
Of course. So, you know, it's I think what we're gonna do now is kind of go into favorite scenes from the show, and then we're gonna get into some theories.
Okay.
So I'll start. So my favorite scene was, well, I have two. One was the first time that Victor was introduced,
Mm-hmm.
and the scene where they're in his laboratory. I just liked all of that.
Yeah.
So what we saw was the early version of the pruner, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it helps me to get into it, even knowing that the technologies that he's building is eventually going to be used by the TVA. I thought
had
that was very
questions about
interesting.
that, but oh yeah, you know what? Never mind. I just saw that question in my own head, but good.
Sure. But yeah, I mean, I absolutely loved it.
Mhm.
And just seeing him, apart from what I said earlier about not thinking, you know, he's not even acting the same. You know,
Right.
I could let that's water under the bridge. That's a nitpick, really.
Yeah.
But man, it was just good to see him. It was good to see him, and you know, doing the whole thing. I actually wish that we got to see Loki and Mobius ride the bicycle made for two.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
That would have been kind of cool.
It would have been nice even as like a post-credit scene.
Right. That would have been. We're not getting post credits.
Yeah. We got one after the first episode,
Yeah.
but yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They were probably like, that's enough.
Mhm.
I don't think
Right.
we'll see another one till the finale.
Probably.
Probably.
Yeah. And it's
Or
probably
the
going to tie
episode before the
into.
finale. Yeah.
Yep. And it's probably going to tie into like King Dynasty, Secret Wars, or whatever they're planning. So,
Mhm. Which is up in the air from what we
Yep.
heard. But yeah, so as far as favorite parts of the episode, I'm going to mimic what you said. My favorite part of the episode was the introduction of Victor Timely. There's a thing about Jonathan Majors that I've had for a while where I have to get used to his acting style, because sometimes I'm like, this dude is overacting. But then it kind of like settles in a way, and it's like, okay, cool, we're good now. I'm used to what you're doing, because he can. I don't want to call it overacting, but he has his own method that at times I'm like, you're doing a lot right now. You need to relax. I had that same feeling when He Who Remains was first introduced on the elevator. I'm like, you are doing quite a bit. So yeah, but that scene really established for me who this gentleman was or is, right? And kind of sets the stage for the rest of the season. I don't know if you can call this necessarily a part of the episode, but I think my favorite part of the episode, for lack of a better word, is how much Victor Timely we got, right? And now seeing him walk through those doors with Mobius and Loki, I'm like, oh, so we're getting him from the rest of the season, it seems, right? So he's going to be an integral part of this show, which I'm so happy about, because I like Jonathan Majors as a performer, like, and also Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson are also great performers. So to see Ki-Hu Kwan, like, we're seeing these great performers who are going to be with each other for the rest of the season, it seems, unless Victor Timely just like knocked off next episode. Who knows? But like, I'm really excited for the future of the show and just watching these performances. And yeah, I think that was. Oh, and I will say that I did really enjoy the Sylvie Jonathan Majors or Victor Timely confrontation when she decided not to kill him.
Yes,
no
yes.
Sylvie's like a debate point right now, but I'm not saying that to be messy. I don't know why this is
no, you're good.
What you're saying there is the best character development I think we've gotten from her this season because of her backing off from that and deciding not to kill him just because she saw, like you said, herself and what was going on with it. I think that was a very good scene.
Yeah. So
very well played.
Those are my highlights. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, and I'll even kind of piggyback off of you, Ken, and DJ, because I feel the same. It was almost like a "Do I kill baby Hitler?" moment. That's what I got. It's like, well, he's not actually the guy that you're thinking of. He's not yet, at least.
Yeah.
So do you kill him now and
I don't want to get your channel canceled.
But
could you imagine going to the multiverse, a different universe where Adolf is a good guy,
Springtime?
or like a
springtime in Germany for Hitler?
Yeah.
Producers,
you know what I mean?
Producers, yeah.
And you ran into him personally, and you were like, do I kill this person who looks like the person, but is not the person,
right?
But could be the person. You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of thing. Yeah. I don't believe there's anything good about Hitler. So let me just cancel your channel right now. Yeah.
Spoiler alert. I do not agree to anything that's said. These are the opinions of the MovieTubers alone, and I do not support any
wait a minute.
Opinions. You do not support opinions.
I'm
putting a disclaimer.
Okay. I'm just saying, let's make this clear. This is not a Kanye situation.
Kid is the only one that supports.
Hey. All right.
Oh man.
Let's cool it down.
None of that. Yeah, none of that.
No,
That's why I love him.
Because it's because again, it's like that switch went off. First, she doesn't care. Then this episode, she's like, "Oh, gotta kill the guy." Then she has to change of heart. Come on, Sylvie, make up your mind.
I don't think there's ever a point where she didn't care. I think it's like my stepfather walking into the family reunion. Like I wasn't considering that trauma before, but then he walked in, and then everything came back.
I see.
Yeah,
and that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
It was like because because she saw Loki, Mobius, and all of this trying to get her back. That drama she's like, okay, maybe I do have unfinished business.
Right. And not only that, they sat him at the table,
killing people.
So it's all that kind of like they came directly into her McDonald's. You know what I mean? So
right, exactly. Right up to her
at the table with her. So
right.
Yeah.
So okay, did you have any favorite moments?
Yeah. Tomorrow is the yesterday of the day after tomorrow. I think I'm just making time jokes.
Confused.
Yeah.
Confounded.
I tell you what I really liked on this, and it's probably not anything that should be a big deal, but I love the set design and the costumes.
Oh, 100%.
Like to me, those were spot on. Like really cool to see all the characters in those outfits and stuff. I don't know why that was a big thing for me, but it really put me in that period, I guess, and kind of got me excited. And the music, like all of the score and stuff throughout that, like
the
really
intro.
Really cool. Yes, that intro was great,
and
they reused that intro again a little later in the episode, I believe. So that was really cool. I'm still, I don't know if this is I guess this is the thing of my favorite parts, because I love that I still have some mystery right now in this show. Because like you guys are talking, they're making conversation about how he's supposed to become He Who Remains. But a little later, they're talking about, but he's a variant of He Who Remains. Like they made the comment of him being a variant. But I'm like, So it's kind of throwing me off, but I want to know more. So
Mhm.
I'm really liking that I'm still figuring this out exactly who he's supposed to be and what he's going to become. Is he going to wind up being a bad guy, a good guy? Is he going to team up for the better good with the Avengers down the line? Like, is Victor
Right.
Timely the one Kang that's going to be on their side against all the other Kangs? Like, what's going to happen with that? So I'm very,
Mm,
very curious how all this is going to unfold.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I don't get that with a lot of Marvel shows. I mean, I'm just kind of along for the ride with a lot of these lately, and I don't have
Mhm.
like a built up suspense like, oh, I really want to find out what's happening here, and I'm getting that
Mhm.
out of this, so I'm really liking that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go right ahead, Ken.
No, I was just
Oh,
agreeing.
yeah.
I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
agreeing.
No, so I agree with everything you said, Adij. So even the set pieces, I don't if even if you said that, when they first get there and everything's like wooden houses, I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. They're in the 1800s,
Yeah.
I was like, very well done. Everything mud, you know what I mean? It was just perfect.
Yeah.
Um,
I really enjoyed like just the like you guys were saying the aesthetic of it. I know that you mentioned the opening Marvel John where they were playing the music in kind of like the 1890s kind of way. But
right.
also I heard the Loki theme played in that same kind of way as well
Hmm.
at different points during the episode. But yeah, I thought they did a really good job. I thought they did a really good job at selling this as an 1890s situation.
Yep. Perfect. Um, so guys, we are headed towards the tail end of the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm curious to know, are there any theories for the next episode? Have you given any thought to what might happen? What are you thinking?
I'm hoping that, well, hope is not a theory, but
Mm,
I don't. That's what you were saying, DJ. I don't know what's coming up next. I really like with
I-
Ahsoka. I could like kind of assume and guess what
right.
was coming next, and that's not a bad thing. But with this show, all of the trailer has pretty much been played at this point,
Yep.
and now I'm kind of like, I'm just along for the ride. So I'm enjoying that part of it. Yeah, no idea.
Yeah. I mean, so we see Victor going through the door back to the
Mhm.
TVA.
Yeah,
I have a feeling that they're going to fix this temporal Aura thing
yeah.
since he's there.
Hmm.
Um, and then, so even as we're talking about that, Ravonna was literally pushed towards the end of time,
Hmm.
and then Miss Minute shows up. Now, this is the question I had. You got Titanic off the boat,
Hmm.
then you get pushed back into or at the end of time. Miss Minute shows up at that point,
Yeah,
and you're talking to her like, "Oh, everything." What?
She brought her out.
yeah.
She
She
didn't
brought
just
her
show
up.
up. She brought her out.
Wait, what
Yeah,
happened?
I think
She
she
had the
snatched,
little gadget.
she
She
snatched
had the
a device
gadget.
from Victor,
Yeah.
and she had
Oh,
Miss Minutes in her control at that point. Not
what?
control, but she had the control
Yeah,
of like
yeah, yeah.
releasing her.
Yeah. She had that little device that he put her in.
So is that a different minutes from a different time, or
No, it's the
am
same
I
minute.
reading too much into it?
No, it's the same Miss Minutes. She snatched that thing. She snatched the device from Victor before she got pushed in.
Okay, I think I
Um,
missed that part.
yeah, but the
Yeah.
to the question of why would you be talking to her, like I mean, Miss Minutes is really the only help she's got at that point. Because right now she's just in a room with a dead body at the end of time. So I don't know
Right.
Well, and
what
and
else
now
she
you're
would do.
looking at
That's
enemy,
true.
my friend thing because Minutes is now against Timely too after him,
Rejecting her, yeah.
Right.
rejecting her.
Right.
So
Yep.
But shoot. That's the last person. That's the last person I would trust.
Yeah. And she's in there with a dead body. The most interesting thing about that dead body is that it's been decayed. Like that wasn't like a fresh, cadaver.
Right.
That thing's been there for a minute.
And if we're thinking about where they are, Ken, you got to think that, they're like where they are is like there's no time.
Right.
So how is that even possible?
Well, no, you can. I'm sure you can age, because just because you're in a place that time is outside of, doesn't mean that there's no time where you are.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you're turning into a regular Doc
Yeah,
Brown.
yeah. Because it's like okay, so time has stopped, right?
Uh-huh.
Let's say I go to some place where it's outside of time. Does that mean that if I wasn't hungry when I entered, I won't be hungry anymore because time has stopped? Therefore, my stomach should not feel any hunger because no time has passed since the last time I ate. So he's in there just being a whole human. I don't know, which brings up a whole nother question that we never
Wow.
asked, which is where's he getting his food from? But he's also got the temporal thing, so he can hop to a Pizza
Oh,
Hut in 2035 and grab the newest slice of
right.
buffalo pineapple pizza wingdings. I mean, whatever they came up with,
Oh,
and
Lord.
call it a day.
So
So
how does that work? His body aging after I guess when he's actually dead, his body can age because he wasn't aging before while he was there. And
And he was the only one, He would have been a old man with a beard at that point.
who knows? To be honest
maybe
with you,
once
I
his
have
life
no
force
idea.
is gone, so does the idea of
Yeah.
him.
This is the part of fiction where we're like,
This is where the verisimilitude comes in, right?
yeah, this is the how is Obi-Wan looking 34 one day and looking 82 10 years later?
Yeah, 10 years later.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of one of those things.
Wow.
People
Okay.
are like, oh, it's a plot hole. It's fiction. Dude.
It's fiction. Right. It's Marvel. Come on, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I that's really all the kind of questions that I had about this, but
Mhm.
this was an amazing episode, and I just can't wait till next week because I got to know what he's gonna do when he's in the TVA. How are people gonna react to seeing
Mhm.
that?
What's interesting is that Loki was
Yeah,
like the least interesting part of this episode.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel
yeah,
like
a
this
little,
wasn't a
right,
very Loki episode.
Mhm.
right,
I kind of wanted to touch on. So it's funny you mentioned that you thought he was overacting because I can kind of see that it was very like Heath Ledger Joker type,
Mhm.
especially in that season
oh,
one with He Who
Yeah.
Remains. I can kind of see some of that, but I also am looking at it like his overacting is almost underacting the way he's performing
yes,
because it's very slow and methodical and that
Yeah.
kind of thing when he's going. So it's a really weird balance that he's doing in this when he's acting in this
Mhm.
show because it's like, oh, I'm going over the top, but I'm doing it in a very low level.
Right.
right,
It's
Yeah.
crazy to even have that type of skill, in my opinion. Like
mm,
He's a
that's something a
phenomenal.
lot of actors can't do.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be able
right,
to do if they were going for that same type of thing he's going for.
Yeah.
mhm.
If you ever want to see him like a tour de force, as the kids say, performance, it's Last Black Man in San Francisco. That
I love that
cool.
movie, Ken.
Same.
It-
Saw it for the
I
first time a little earlier this year.
really okay. So
I'm
that's the
allowed to
first
like
time I
that movie,
actually
right?
saw Majors. Oh, go ahead, Deej. What say?
I'm allowed to like that movie, right? Because I liked it too. It's like,
Yeah, of course.
okay. Okay.
Funny story about that. I saw the movie for the first time. I think I told you guys this story. Saw the movie for the first time. Loved it so much I ordered the poster with Jonathan Majors on it. Received the poster the same day the news broke about his
Oh
whole transgression.
snap!
I was like, dog, I was just about to frame this joint and
Oh
put this
man.
up. It's still
That's
like rolled up. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna wait till the case is officially over before I put this thing.
Go
I,
ahead and
I
put it
was
up. I have a
I,
good feeling about this.
I was the
I do
same way
too.
when I got that Marvel Legends He Who Remains figure when I got it. Like I was ready to put
Mhm.
it up and put
Like,
it on my YouTube videos
ugh.
and everything, and then I was like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna wait. Like
yeah.
So, I mean, yeah. So even going off of what you said, Ken, Last Black Man in San Francisco, Deej, I highly recommend you watch that. Um, don't
Oh
worry
yeah,
about the
it's
title.
fantastic.
Don't worry about the title. It's not race crazy. It's not like that. It's not that type of movie.
It's not that at all.
But it does have to do with his family, and
Mhm.
yeah, I don't want to say anymore. But that's the first time I've seen him, and I was so enthralled with that performance, and then seeing him in like The Harder They Fall or a different movie, and
He's
he's
good
acting
in that too.
completely different. I couldn't remember a time when I saw an actress, do that or not playing themselves. Like, for instance, like Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey, when he does a movie, he's Jim Carrey. You know what I mean?
I'm for it. I'm all for it though.
Oh, no. This is not a slight on Jim at all. He's a legend, and dear to my heart.
Jim is definitely a legend.
Yep.
That's for sure.
Ever since In Living Color, and I'm dating myself, but but it's he's definitely a good actor, and I think when he is figuring out, or they're telling him that, hey, you're going to be playing this person, this variant, he probably locks himself in a room and tries to get a voice down that is definitive of that person. I think he does, like method acting.
This is why I think he took this role, because he knew that he was going to be able to play multiple versions of the same person. That's for an actor, that's got to sound fun as hell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe not every actor agrees, or every actor wants to do that, but for an actor like him, in terms of like method acting, that's got to be, a dream.
Yeah. And now Timely is a little closer to that first role of He Who Remains, but it's still different. Like, it's still a very different role he's playing here for now. But that's also very different from that Kang we got in Ant-Man. So
exactly. So no, that's because I feel like this version of He Who Remains is unsure. I think that's how it's playing. It's almost like if we see He Who Remains not understanding things, unsure of himself, unsure of what's going on, that's what he would be like. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I can kind of draw parallels to that,
Yeah, you got to imagine everything he's seen or everything he knows so far about the TV. It was out of a book. Now these people are showing up in the flesh. And that's very, very different.
Right.
Jason, who was it last week that was in the comments and said they think that He Who Remains is going to wind up being Victor Timely? And I was like, no, that don't make sense to me. Before this episode came.
I actually agreed with you. I don't know who said that.
If I would have been in the stream last week,
I
probably would have agreed with you guys.
Yeah, because it may have been either that or it might have been 80s Kid. I don't remember who it was.
Yeah, it might have been 80s Kid. Actually,
but somebody had said that, and I'm like, that don't really make sense to me. I don't see them as the same person. Like,
yeah,
that's what I. So because you know what I thought that Marvel was doing? I thought that every time you see Jonathan Majors, he's going to be doing a different person, and they're not going to be the same. That's what I
think at the end of that, we were still debating and wondering if He Who Remains was gone for good or if he was going to come back as part of the rest of them coming back. So like, we weren't even sure on that, and he called that out. I don't know if whoever that was, if it was which one of them it was, but if they maybe had heard one of the reviewers talk, or people that got it early talk about it, maybe. I wonder if maybe they got some info ahead of time.
Some inside information had to, right?
Yeah.
That's a strong stance.
Because after that, because I wasn't seeing that when they said it, and then after we watched it today, I'm like, well, that's kind of odd that they figured that out. Like
exactly right on the nose, right? Like a little bit too suspicious. But I mean, man, this is making me want Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
So bad.
Did you guys see the news that came out today? I think it was a rumor more so than news. That the ending of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania was changed from Kang actually winning to him losing at the very last minute.
I had heard that.
I haven't heard that.
Ago. No. There was another YouTuber that I used to watch, and he kind of gets on my nerves. I don't watch him anymore. I won't bring him up. But he had mentioned that he had heard that. This has been 3 or 4 weeks ago. I saw, and I was like, "That's interesting if true." And then now, like you said, there was a report come out, and I'm like, "Well, I guess that whatever he had heard must have been right." So it's twice I've heard it now. So it's interesting they would do that.
I won't betray your trust by saying it online. Put it in the private chat. The name. I'm curious.
Oh, okay.
I won't betray. Like I was singing, I won't betray your trust by saying it out loud.
I got you.
Sorry. Sometimes I just sing things.
Yeah, I don't like to talk bad about other YouTubers on here, and this is somebody that's kind of gotten under my skin lately, so I've quit watching them. But,
okay. Really? Ooh. That's how I feel about anyway, yeah, no names, y'all. No names.
I gotta I would have to see with my own eyes who that person was to remember who they are. But I know that name. I just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know them. I know them well. I used to watch them too. I actually, you know what's funny? I stopped watching them too.
Yeah, there was some really. I'm surprised I even caught this particular because I had quit watching before I even saw this. I just happened to see the title and went ahead and clicked on their video for this. But there was some stuff with James Gunn a while back is when I quit watching them. I probably gave away who it was with that.
I mean,
no, a lot of people put out videos about Gunn.
Yeah.
Oh, I know this. I know this gentleman.
Yeah.
He has great thumbnails. I'll tell you that.
He does.
Oh yeah, no. I don't think he does them though. I think he's at the point where he hires people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
We'll
whoever
get
he
there
hired,
eventually.
I mean,
Which is cool. I'm not mad at that. I can't
These
be
are
mad at that.
great
No.
thumbnail. I'm sorry. I'm just admiring. these.
And he has put out some good content too. Like I ain't gonna bash a guy for that. There's some of his takes I just had to some YouTubers get so and I found this with a lot of them I used to watch religiously. And they get so set in their ways and they get so big that their ideas are fact and they'll argue with you till cows come home, so it's just
Right.
Some people are being embarrassed on their own channel and getting owned. That fear usually comes from you thinking that your fans' opinions of you mean that whatever they're saying is true about you, or just wanting. Yeah, that comes from forgetting who you are as an individual human being.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah. The minute you stop understanding that everybody's opinions are valid and it's not going to hurt your.
You having a seizure over there, man?
No,
okay?
I'm very happy about some results I'm seeing.
I'm blink twice
On a poll of my channel. You guys, you guys know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. You really don't want to listen, man.
I really don't.
I challenge you, Ken.
Refuse. I don't.
I challenge you to do a review on that.
No.
Get it out your system. Get out the way. It might be your best video yet.
It might be the greatest movie of all time. I just don't feel like it. I think. I know eventually I'll watch it for sure because it's deemed as a classic. I don't shy away from it.
What I voted for is in the lead right now, so I'm very happy.
Yeah. Yeah. So and I'm happy to say that there's no manipulation of the poll. So thank God.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you do a review of that, I'll do a review of Cats.
Oh,
I wouldn't wish that on you though.
I mean, someone's got to do it.
Does that someone have to be you?
Listen, I might have to do a video essay on Cats.
Is it? Well, it might be more interesting than the movie itself.
Understand.
Yeah. Well, I think the thing for me that I've really enjoyed about doing the thing that we're talking about is that so far I haven't run into a bad movie yet. There's ones I like more than the others, but so far I haven't had to come on there and be like, I hated this movie. So thankfully, because like I said, I've never seen any of these movies that have been listed. So it was a very genuine reaction to all of them. So I'm not gonna, we're in the Loki stream. I'm sorry. We're on your
No, it's fine. Hey.
Yeah. So
talk whatever here.
But the vote ends tomorrow at 12 p.m. So I'm just hoping that it just holds tight. You know what I mean? So yeah.
All right. I mean, guys, if you're seeing this before tomorrow, when does it end? Night?
12 p.m. 12 noon.
PM. If you watch this before noon, go over to Kenny Sparks' channel and vote. I'm not gonna push you to choose Rocky Horror. I'm not saying anything like that. I'm not pushing, but if you want to vote for it.
Whoa.
Got you dropping your camera.
You going cuckoo's nest over here.
We're here. And that's where I want to go.
There we go.
Go
free food.
Nest.
Anyway.
Free food. Man.
All right.
Seeing Danny DeVito with brown hair in that movie is so weird still.
It's weird. Yeah. Whenever I see a young Danny DeVito, I'm like, oh wow.
Yeah. I really, until just a few years ago, did not realize how short he actually was.
Same. So yeah, I had my wake up call a few years ago.
Yeah. I think I was
I'm like,
watching
yeah.
I forget. Oh, you know what? I've never watched the show, but it's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
I've seen like scenes from it. I'm not against the show. I just haven't gotten to it. It's
Right,
just
right.
scenes. And I was just like, wow, he's really short. And I'm not tall myself, so but I'm
Mm-mm.
not Danny DeVito small either.
Right.
And I think he was tall because I like my favorite movie with him in it is Batman Returns.
Mhm.
And he doesn't, he's obviously shorter than Batman, but he doesn't seem like a short human being. You know what I mean?
That-
He just seems like a smaller human being.
Right. So that's when I got my wake up call. Funny enough, Matilda.
Oh,
It was
I gotta do that.
actually him and his wife who were playing Matilda's adoptive parents.
Now
I think they were
ex-wife.
real parents actually. Yeah.
Mhm.
So them standing next to kids,
Yeah.
that'll really show you how short he is.
And
Wow.
he's the same
I'm like,
size as
why
the
are
kids.
y'all
Yeah.
like looking in each other's eyes? Like, what's happening?
Well, there's actually a lineup with him in the movie When in Rome with Kristen Bell and Josh Duhamel, where he's standing next to Dax Shepard and Will Arnett, and they're like on either side of him, and he's down here, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Yep.
Because even in Twins, right, with Arnold,
yeah,
he's shorter than Arnold because I just assumed in my head most people are
Arnold's
shorter,
huge, yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was my thought. Even when I saw it, I was like, okay, he's the small one, but Arnold's bigger than me. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I wouldn't actually.
Now the
Right, you're
question
absolutely
is,
right.
who's shorter, Danny DeVito or Kevin Hart?
Danny
Mm.
DeVito for sure.
I
I'll give
like
it to
that.
Danny, man. He
How tall
is
is Arnold
small,
Schwarzenegger?
yo.
Arnold Schwarzenegger is 6 feet 2 inches tall.
That's actually shorter than I thought.
Wait, can you ask Alexa how tall Kevin Hart is? I think he's 5 something.
I think it's
Danny
5.
DeVito's under 5 or like at 5 or something like
I
that.
think he's 5'2". Alexa, how tall is Kevin Hart?
5'4".
Kevin Hart is 5 feet 2 inches tall.
Oh, this is
Okay. I think Danny DeVito's shorter than that.
I see Danny DeVito says 4'10" on this.
4'10" is a
Dang.
short human being. I'm 5'5".
You're 5'5"?
Yeah, I'm short. I told you guys I'm short.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot.
You know what I mean? Camera tricks, baby.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife is 5'7". She wants to be all, I'm taller than you. I'm like, yeah, but I'm blacker than you. That's not true. We're
Whoa.
both-
Does she put on heels and like just look down at you?
yeah.
That's
she-
crazy.
Like, I've never understood the man who's like, you can't wear heels because you'll be taller than me. Especially if the woman likes heels. You're going to deprive her of the thing
Wow.
that she likes because of your insecurity? Nah, person.
I'm
Of
gonna
every-
have to
weren't
shorter
married,
than my
Ken,
wife.
You're a catch for saying that. That's true. I agree with that.
That I'm the opposite of a catch. I used a footstool at my wedding so that I could be taller than my wife at the altar.
You're lying.
No,
For real?
for real. And you know how difficult that is when your entire wedding is a musical and you're trying to like do the song and dance thing.
Okay, hold on.
We have a lot to talk about here.
You don't
What?
just say that.
Right.
And then
It is.
move
It's
on.
hard because you're like trying to nail the step stool, but then you're also trying to sing and dance. And
No,
you're just
we're
like,
interested in
Yeah.
the musical part.
what do you
Yeah,
mean?
tell us more about
X
the
that,
musical
reverse
part.
it, as Wonka would say.
Oh,
Yeah.
but we're both big movie musical fans. Like that's both of our things. So
Yeah.
when we did our wedding, like I literally sang what's that song from Greatest Showman?
Never
Dream.
enough?
No. No. The dream song. Start of the movie, pretty much.
Alexa, what song?
Yeah.
are Greatest Showman?
From New
A
York,
million dreams are
A million dreams.
driving me away. All right, that's all y'all get from me tonight.
Is a lovely practice piece for beginners on most instruments.
A Million Dreams?
Yeah, A Million Dreams was the song.
Million
So I
Dreams.
sang that to my wife walking down the aisle. And then she gets up there.
Nice.
During the wedding, we both sang the song from Tangled. We sang it to each other because I did the guy part, she did the girl part.
Nice.
We did one of the songs from High School Musical 3.
Okay.
We did
This sounds like the greatest wedding of all time, by the way.
During
That's
my
what I'm
vows,
saying. I'm like,
during my vows, I sang "Come What May" from Moulin Rouge, and I did the vows in between verses, like in the chorus stuff. When there's an instrumental part, I said my vows during that part and sung the rest.
Yo, Deej.
My brother, during the wedding, when we were doing instead of like lighting candles, we did like the cross rope thing. And while we were doing that, my brother sang "Running Home to You" from the Flash musical episode. And then we walked back out to the wedding party, all singing "We Go Together" from Grease. So we had all that. We had all that in our, and we like worked at the choreography. And then during the reception, when we did music and dancing and that kind of stuff, every single song was a Blaine and Kurt song from Glee. Like we did all Blaine and Kurt from Glee for every song that was in the. So that
DJ, every time we talk,
that was our wedding.
We learned so much more about you, and
we had a lot of fun with it.
You're just a fully realized human being. You have depth, you have width, you have all of it, not just man.
I got the depth and width, yeah.
I didn't mean that. I'm the one with the width here. Trust me. But yeah, so yeah, man, it's you surprise me every day.
You learn something
That's
else.
great,
Yeah.
Wow,
that's how much musicals are entwined in it. Well, that will forever be a part of our history together. So
that's awesome, man. I kind of want to see you on this.
Me and you got to get together and do a musical ranking.
So my niece,
I would love to do that with you.
That would be fun. My niece was in charge of recording. She had the camera. We get done with the wedding, and she comes up and says, "Uncle DJ, I didn't realize. I thought I hit start." And then, of course, no one else records the entire wedding. So we did that entire musical wedding, and there's no footage of it.
I was just about to ask about the footage.
I think we might have like 5 minutes where she had started it, and then I guess she paused it at one point. So we might have the first song. I'm not sure, but I want to think when we even looked at it, like half of the footage, she kept looking down.
Wait,
here's some of it.
How old was your niece at that point?
At that time, that was 4 years ago. She's now, I guess she would have been like 12, 13, something like that then.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, I would have thought she would have been old enough and experienced enough, but it's just, I think she wanted to do it. So I'm like, yeah, that's how you can be a part of the wedding because we've already got all our, flower girls and all that. And she's a little old for some of that stuff by that time, So.
Actually, that wasn't a bad offer.
Yeah.
Everyone gets kind of
something to do.
Yeah,
But she had already got to be a part of my the proposal because I had all my nieces and my nephew there for the proposal, and I got my guitar out and I sang what is that song? See, I can't even think of songs, but I did a song to
your wife's gonna watch this and you're gonna be sleeping on the couch.
She does have a video of this.
Like, that's my favorite song.
Somebody recorded the proposal, but I sung the song. It's a Paul McCartney song. Why can't I think? Silly love songs? The silly love song.
Okay.
I sung that, and then I got down on my knee from there, and my nieces all come up with signs, and each of them had a different sign. One said, "Will you marry?" or "Will you be our aunt?" is what they said on their signs, and yeah. So now you got the whole proposal and wedding story for me and my wife. So
that's awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. So me and Mel, we met on August 24th of 2011. I had left my school in Bloomsburg University. That's in the middle of PA. You'll never hear of it again. And I had left because I was having a very hard time. Life was bad. I came back to Philly, started going to CCP or Community College of Philadelphia. My first day on campus, I was going to a financial aid office. So I'm rushing down because I think I'm late. She's rushing in the other direction. And she just so happened to be wearing a shirt of a popular Christian rapper I like. And I was like, "Yo, I like your shirt." And she just kept walking. And I'm sure it's like, she later on tells me that she thought I was being a creep. And she thought that she was wearing a button-up shirt that day. Maybe it was open. I was like, you were definitely wearing a t-shirt. So then I see her again. That was on August 24th, 2011. We found that out. We deduced that from, oh yeah, I went on campus that day. That's the day I signed these papers. Blah 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 blah. Right. So I saw her again, and she had the same shirt on. This was weeks later. It's not like she was wearing the same shirt every day. I was like, yo, I like your shirt, and I had a wristband of the same from the same like concert. I was like, yeah, no, I know what it means. I'm not being a creep, right? So from there, we just hit it off, and then we got engaged on August 24th of 2014, and then we got married on August 24th of 2016.
Nice.
So that's our. Oh, and I do have video of the proposal. I don't have a lot of footage of the wedding either, because it was my fault, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, me and my wife, we're high school sweethearts.
Hey, that's awesome.
We knew each other from way back then. We went to the same church, things of that nature. But then it was like it was like, are you going anywhere? No, I'm going. No, okay, let's just hang out. But then it's like we weren't getting married, until like after college, and then we both made that decision. It was a beautiful wedding in Jersey Gardens. Not sure you guys don't go to Jersey. You guys just need to come out to Jersey.
I'm in Cherry Hill every Thursday, except for today.
I'll just make a quick drive up there sometime.
Come on over. Take that 8-hour, 9-hour drive just to see a Wawa. No.
Yeah.
But
okay, there we go.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, you're good. But I remember it was an outdoor wedding, and Jersey Gardens, the way it was set up, the chairs is like you have the chairs, the place where you do your vows, and it was like covered by tree branches, so you got like a little bit of shade. And then we had our reception on the same area, like in a pavilion, and we're Caribbean, she's Haitian, so it's like everything was popping that night. You know what I mean? It was like all the dance hall came out, all the compa came out. All the music came out. So
that sounds fantastic.
Yes, it was fun. Family, friends.
1 second.
Never forget that. Never forget that day.
Well, imagine the people that rewatch this live stream and make it to the end. They get some extra bonus stuff.
If they make it to the end, they got some gems.
Yeah.
They got some gems here.
Yeah.
But guys, we're gonna go ahead and end this because I gotta wake up tomorrow, unfortunately.
Amen.
But does anyone have anything that they want to say about Loki?
Unfortunately, you have to wake up tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, what else did I mean, I'm going. I love. What did I say earlier? I love the racism in Loki. I'm
not me. I do not.
I hate having to wake up every day. Someone help me end it. No, let me not say that. Let me not say that. People are going to be concerned. I'm going to get a lot of phone calls. They're going to be like, what?
Oh, man.
No, but does anyone have anything to say else about Loki? We pretty much covered all of it, pretty much. Any last thoughts on Loki before we kind of close shop?
I'll just like to say I'm really enjoying this season. So far, so good. No real complaints other than the missed minutes thing. But yeah, I mean, overall, back-to-back good seasons of television from Disney Plus.
And I'll jump right off of that piggyback right there. So it's definitely one of the best seasons of Disney shows that we have. And I hope, above all hope, that Feige, Iger, whoever's in control of this thing, sees how successful this is and then chooses to do the right thing for future shows moving forward.
Yeah.
We already know that they're trying to clean up their act, which I'm happy for.
Right.
But they got to see the gold.
Yeah.
And they have to want to produce more of this stuff, man.
Yeah. This is the only thing with a season 2 so far. I know What If season 2 is coming out, but there's only a live action thing with the season 2 so far from Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, guys. So for everyone watching, thank you so much for joining us. You have been hanging out with the movie tubers.
Hey.
And I'll give you guys a chance to shout out your channel. Let me see. How do I do this?
So In the
I
end of
got it. The
okay.
3 dots.
No, it's the little box next to, like, so in our box down at the, yep, there it is.
We'll
Yep.
start with you, Ken.
All right. Listen, let me tell y'all something right now. Miss Minutes is evil, but I don't think that she needs to be romantically evil. You understand what I'm saying? So if you want more thoughts like that, you want to go to Kenny Sparks with a period at the end at Kenny Sparks, or you can just type Kenny Sparks into the search bar. You'll find me. I'm the one with 533 subscribers, but no, but yeah, but no, really. So my name is Kenny Sparks. I'm a person who likes to tell you my opinions about movies while also encouraging you to form your own. I love talking about Marvel, DC, Star Wars, but also I like talking about the smaller independent movies as well. I'm currently doing a marathon of movies that I have never seen before from every year between 1970 to present, which will probably go into 2024. Right now we're on year 1974, which is Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. That review will be out sometime this weekend. And also the 1975 vote is currently in my community tab. So yeah, thank you so much, Screens In, for having me on. I appreciate you sharing your space with me. And I'll see you guys next time.
Perfect. Here we go, DJ.
Yeah, so my name's DJ. I've got a channel called Movie Time Minute. And guess what, guys? I'm not like most guys. So if you want to come to my channel and check it out, you're more than welcome to, and get some interesting takes on movies, reviews, news, breakdowns, all that sort of stuff. And if you don't want to subscribe to my channel, that's fine, because I guarantee you, you're going to see me anyway on one of these other guys.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Minutes. Oh, wow.
That was
Wow. Guys, I'm not going to threaten you, but what I do like are doing things in a Zen-like way. I'm a calm person. There's no reason why you wouldn't subscribe. I have movie reviews, trailer reactions. The trailer reactions are my specialty. And if we're talking about longevity, I'm definitely here for the long run. You have a friend in me, to quote Toy Story. But what I also want you to do is hit that like button, hit that subscribe button in a Zen-like fashion.
Yes, sir.
And let's get this ball rolling. All right. All right, guys. So thank you so much for joining us. Movie Tubers, we're here. This was fun, guys. Until next week. All right.
Until next week.
See ya.